curious about Russian pistol caliber carbines? Or are these submachine guns? You let us know in the comments, but we're talking today about a couple LCT products that we've had at Toronto Airsoft. This guy in my right hand here is the LCT PP1901. And in my left hand here, this is a very dressed up ZP1901. So a little bit of history, firearms history. These are based on the PP19 Vitnaz. Vitnaz meaning night in Russian. That firearm came out in the mid-2000s, and that is an update of the PP19 Bison. You might know the Bison from video games such as Call of Duty. It had that cylinder magazine underneath the handguard, a very unique rifle for its time. The PP19 Bison was developed by the son of Kalashnikov of AK fame and the son of Dragunov of SVD Dragunov fame. So they were part of the design team, so a little bit of firearms trivia there. And again, this is based on the Vitnaz, which is the mid-2000 version that came out. Again, pistol caliber carbines, very short, very CQB oriented. The stocks typically fold, and you also have these smaller magazines for the pistol calibers. These were all requirements for counterterrorism, law enforcement, and Russia's no different. So they basically took the tried and true AK. I believe AK-74 was the inspiration overall, but then it had major design changes. Like the real one has no gas system, for example, so it was pretty unique in terms of how it designs. But going back to the airsoft version, LCT has been killing it. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse now in terms of these Russian-inspired firearms. You get all the typical goodness from LCT with the markings, very, very nice. Even in, it's hard to see, but you have like the Russian style in terms of semi and full auto. But yeah, really lightweight, that's the first thing. LCT is not lightweight to me, but when you pick up this, again, because it's designed as a compact rifle, it is really, really nice in the hand. On the PP model here, you have a plastic handguard with a plastic magwell, plastic grip, and then also the hollowed out folding stock. All these things contribute to a very, very nice lightweight design. On both the PP and the ZP, you have a Picatinny piece that is permanently attached onto the dust cover, and the dust cover is secured by a pin. It actually hinges in the front. So really, really nice. You can attach an optic right out of the box on top of this rifle. That is not common on most AKs, and it will stay on there really well. However, for you old school Russian fans, you have the little side rail there. So if you had like a Cobra sight that had a side mount rail, you could put that on this rifle as well. Yeah, let's put the rifle down here and talk about the magazine. For both models, they will come with 50 round mid-cap magazines and this very cool claw attachment. If anybody uses MP5s, that was very popular with MP5s. And this allows you to basically do a very quick reload. You can go from one magazine into another. And speaking of magazine fitment, feels really nice and solid. There is going to be a little bit of front to back play, but that won't affect feeding. But when you have the magazine through there, it's a little paddle style magazine release, and you can quickly go into the next magazine there. So not a lot of rounds, 50 in each. High cap magazines will be available as well too, but a really, really nice aesthetic, and it goes really well. I just love it when it's mounted up there, the dual. So moving on to the ZP model, the Z stands for Zenico, and that is the furniture that it comes with, which actually has Zenico trades. A Zenico stock and a Zenico handguard. This stock is awesome. This is probably one of my favorite Russian style adjustable modern stocks because it looks so unique. I know a lot of people would usually buy this aftermarket to put on, so the fact that LCT is putting this on a model right out of the box is really cool. You get tons of adjustment points up top. I haven't counted them all, but probably somewhere around 10 or more in terms of length adjustments. The cheek riser can raise as well. You have multiple adjustment points there, and they're not done with the adjustments. The butt pad also can adjust. So this can slide down as needed or up, which is again very cool. Not a lot of rifles can do that. And the whole thing can swing and collapse to the side. And you have a couple of little sling mounts attached right on through here. Like I said, probably my favorite Russian style modern stock is this Zeniko style. The handguard here, again, you have the Zeniko trades. They're on this side here. Oh, actually, they're on both sides. They have the trades right in through there. Can't really tell because a bit of it's covered by tape, but really, really nice that they have the actual trademarks in white. That is made out of metal, and you have Picatinny pieces in the 6 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 9 o'clock positions all the way around. All right, so Dan at Toronto Airsoft, he did this ZP and dressed it all up with this very cool accessories that I'll talk about. So starting at the front, we have in airsoft, we would call this a sound amplifier, but it just kind of makes a very nice aggressive look. Unfortunately, I don't think we have these in stock currently, but we should be getting them again in the future. Everything else we will have available on our website. The flashlight is an M640DF with a pressure switch, which is attached via tactical electrical tape on the side. So again, it doesn't need to be anything too fancy. You have it right attached on through there. So that's for the flashlight. The laser is the CQBL laser, and I believe it's a red laser. And then we also have a reproduction optics group. This is an AMG UH1 red dot with a micro X flip to the side magnifier, 3 times magnifier. Really, really nice for reproduction optics, and it has trademarks as well. And then the last, this is an LCT RKO foregrip, which again is a representation of a Zeniko product. Just kind of completes that whole look. So this is a more modern take, I would say. Definitely has a lot more functionality than compared to the PP model, but you know, do you want something more modern? If you were looking to attach lights, a laser, then you probably maybe go for the ZP model. If you like something a bit more traditional, the PP model has you covered there. Internally wise, they're both with LCT's version 3 gearbox, nothing crazy there. But again, it's a standard version 3 gearbox, so any upgrade parts, a version 3 MOSFET you could slap in there, and they are both wired to Mini Tamiya. But yeah, really nice, and you can adjust and upgrade as you go from there. So in the box, besides getting the very cool rifle and magazines, the other cool thing that LCT included is this cool little keychain. It's definitely too big to be a guitar pick, but I would say a keychain. And then on the flip side, you actually have a diagram, a little wireframe diagram of the rifle and the rifle name as well from LCT. So that's probably the coolest thing outside of the rifle in the box from LCT. Okay, so to show you guys how to put the battery in, so as I said, it's hinged. So even with these 2 optics on top, you're gonna see how easy it is. Just open it up in through there, rotate it around. Keeping my thumb there. You can kind of see inside. It's not very big, unfortunately, in terms of the battery. I would say typically a 1000 milliamp hour battery is what you're going to get in there. We're using our Valken 7.4 1000 milliamp stick battery. Perfect. That fits in with Mini Tamiya. If you do eventually get a MOSFET or you want to run a 3-cell right off the bat, it's probably going to have to be an even smaller 3-cell just because, again, you don't have a lot of space in there. But really nice with this hinge dust cover. It is super easy to put on compared to other AKs. So I'm just going to position that there. Tamiya, make sure it just clicks in. And always take your time with this step so you don't pinch any wires. Again, super easy compared to the non-hinged version where you actually have to manage the front and the back. A really nice touch that LCT did. So now let's get ready to go out on the range. I'm going to switch to my revisions because we will be shooting some close targets. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to load. We're using our .25 Toronto Airsoft house brand BBs, and I'm going to load both magazines just so I can do a cool little reload out on the field. All right. Okay guys, so let's take the rifle out onto the range here. Got the magazine, and I'll kind of explain it as we go. Take it off safe. All right, so as we move up here, we're gonna use this pink corner for cover, and I'm gonna have a little target just here on the building, probably like not even 10 feet in front, but this is gonna highlight the CQB nature. You can get right up in nice and tight, and then just pop in a couple shots like that. It's really great for, again, on an AK to do it. I'm not even really shouldering the gun. You can have it up a little bit higher. And again, not the best form if it was a real firearm, but nice and short, nice and tight. And my barrel's not protruding out, so I'm not giving away any information. So from here, I'm gonna move on up, utilize this little cart. And then the next target, I'm gonna rest my rifle on here. I have some headshot targets. They're a little bit further away. There we go, through there. Transition shoulders. Next target is a man-sized target right in the yellow building. 2 rounds on there, and then transition down. There's somebody in the car. 2 rounds on him. So, and again, really tight. You can just, stay in nice and close here. Something, again, that you normally can't do with a full-size rifle. Gonna go back. Do a nice little tactical reload so I don't run out of rounds there. And I'm gonna move up to the back of the car. And our last target is the 3 silhouette targets. Gonna use the car. Lean forward a bit on the car. Let's light them up. Hey, it took 3 in a row to get that guy down. Final thoughts on the LCT ZP19-01. I like this gun. I'm a big fan of AKs. I'm also a big fan of light guns. So to have a CQB model or version of an AK is really cool. So if you like the AKs and you like the pistol carbine craze, you can combine both in this particular model. Now, all the accessories that Dan has on here, I probably would do without the laser. I would do without the magnifier, save a little bit of weight and money. But pretty much everything else looks really, really awesome on it. And it's great with the ZP model. You have the rail so you can put your attachments on right away. I would definitely consider this for somebody, again, who likes the AK, but doesn't want something too heavy. LCT AKs are really, really heavy, the full size. These are very, very manageable. And then the Zenico one here is great if you want, especially like this stock and with the handguard. So big shout out to Siege Airsoft for letting us film here. This is one of the best fields in Toronto. We love it, absolutely. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. It really helps for us to create content. Hope that everybody is staying safe, and I can't wait to see you all out on your local field.